Under the last administration, more than 10 million people were added to the food stamp rolls. Under my administration, 7 million Americans have come off food stamps and 10 million people have been lifted off of welfare.
So the Trump voters are up and wilding up and also upset because he's not only doing away with the DEI programs that we thought were just affecting marginalized communities, but also Trump supporters as well, as he has put a pause on the federal financial assistance that was put in place to help them. Food stamps, free lunches at school campuses, and stuff like that. But now that it's been paused, people have just these perspectives to share in today's video. Some are upset, some are just making fun of the whole situation, especially when it comes to the Trump voters that they voted, but now they're not being favored by their leader. What's up, guys? What's going on? I hope you enjoyed your day. In today's video, we have this insightful message for you. So before we get started, don't forget to like, to subscribe, and also share. Let us begin now without wasting much time.
Every last one of y'all that voted for that man, fuck you, because you voted against your best interests. You voted against your children. This man just paused financial assistance programs. Do you know what that means? Okay, let's talk about it. Just white people. 37% of people who receive food stamps are white. 42.7% of white students receive free and reduced lunches. 39%, almost 40% that receive Medicaid, oh, guess what? They're white. And over 4.5 million white people receive WIC. That's just the stuff that would be for our children. The things that the children need. You voted against things that would benefit your children. And this stupid at 9 o'clock at night, while no one's paying attention, just freeze all federal finance assistance programs. You know what else he's probably coming after next? Pell Grants, FAFSA. Y'all are so fucking stupid, and we tried to tell you. We tried. And you didn't listen because it wasn't gonna affect you.
Hey, MAGA Republicans, Donald Trump is out here acting like y'all some weak hoe-ass bitches. He has unilaterally paused funding on trillions of dollars of legally appropriated funds from Congress for loans and for grants. And last I checked, y'all motherfuckers are supposed to be a co-legal branch of government. Ooh, child. He might as well be a motherfucking dictator because y'all ain't He is really showing who gonna check him, boo. Now, we know that you Republicans is you ain't gonna do shit because you're a part of the MAGA cult. And unfortunately, Democrats are in the minority. So guess what? All you motherfuckers out here, particularly you MAGA voters and you non-voters that rely on federal grants and loans, you're about to be shit out of luck for God knows how long. And why? Because they want to go dumpster diving to detect any kind of DEI. And it's so fucking urgent that they're going to wreck the entire fucking country to go looking for it. The Ghost Written Project 2025 memo is now dictating the United States federal fucking government. Oh, and that's just one of the fucked up things that Donald Trump has done. Earlier, they announced that they're basically going to turn El Salvador into a Venezuelan gang deportation colony and mix a bunch of other stateless, nationless deportees in with them. What the fuck is happening in our world? Now, I knew, not to be conspiratorial, that they were going to have to find some place to have a colony of deportees because countries, as we saw, like Colombia and Mexico and other places, are not going to want to take all these fucking people that they're trying to get rid of here. So, of course, this was going to happen. But I didn't really have El Salvador on my bingo card. But you best fucking believe that a deal is going to cost us a shit ton. So I'm just going to be curious. How much is your bigotry worth? I don't think it's worth what they're charging right now. I think that when you're fucking still paying out the ass for eggs, because by the way, bird flu is about to kick our fucking asses, and we do not have a public health response because Donald Trump, who fucked with the pandemic, is in office. I think that maybe eventually you guys will come to regret it. But how much damage and cruelty and pain is going to have to be inflicted on the rest of us before you fucking figure out that this is what you guys voted for?
You might have heard already, but this just came in and it's going to affect millions of Americans across the nation. White House pauses all federal grants, sparking confusion. Trillions of dollars could be on hold, according to an Office of Management and Budget memo. He's going to pause federal assistance funding because he wants to review where the funding is being allocated to see if it aligns with his agenda. What exactly does this mean? First off, healthcare. There will be delays in funding for Medicaid and public health services. That's a big holy crap. I mean, so many more programs, but the huge things are it's going to affect your welfare checks, because if you are getting federal assistance every single month, you might not see that. I don't know, like it will be the assistance, the lower income assistance, Head Start, school breakfast and lunch for the kids. There might not be any funding for that. WIC, the Women's Infants Children's Program, to help lower income families. Just so much more. He's putting all of that on hold until they review it. I don't know. It just feels so bleak right now.
There are white people who are literally gonna die, like because of Trump. They are going to die. He will remove the Affordable Care Act because they decided to call it Obamacare. They decided to turn it into such a joke that they don't even respect the very thing that's keeping them alive. Just because they'll be damned before they let a black man get any kind of credit or have any kind of lasting legacy in this country. The country that does not belong to them, because this is Native American country. But this is Native American land. But they would rather die. Do you know how many millions of white America are on the Affordable Care Act? And they're about to lose it. And it's not going to get better. Medicaid, Medicare, all of that. They're losing all of that. And they would rather lose that because in their minds, it's okay. Like, imagine being so full of hate that you would risk wiping out your own race if it means you get to kill a few more of another race. All this fear about the great replacement and white people, their numbers are getting low and they're going extinct. That fear is, they're the ones who are doing it to themselves. They're the ones who have been taking away education, taking away free health care, taking like any social programs that help keep them alive, keep their elderly alive, keep their sick from dying. They remove all those systems. They destroy all of that just because they don't want some black and brown people to have access to any of that. So they would quite literally take away the very Affordable Care Act that's keeping them alive.
Why would Trump do that? Signed a bill to end food stamps? And don't come under my video talking about some old work, pay your taxes, this, that. Ho, I work. So I don't want to hear none of that. Like, food stamps come in handy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not embarrassed to say I get food stamps. Yeah, boo, I get food stamps. And I still need my food stamps. Like, of course I could go pay for food out of my pocket, duh, me and my man. But it's like, why would we do that when we got food stamps? This is who y'all wanted to be president, right? This is who y'all wanted. Now he doing all this dumb shit. All this stupid ass stuff that don't even make sense. And only thing this man did was get TikTok back. That's the only thing he did. And what they really did was they took it away for a day so he could be in a frenzy, which we was, and they put it back so it could make it look like he was a hero. that stupid ass man. Like,
breaking news, Donald Trump's administration, the Office of Management and Budget, has now stopped all payments to the states and to individuals in many programs. This is from a 2-page memo directed from the Office of Management and Budget that is under the direction of Russell Vought, who helped write Project 2025. He's one of the main authors. And basically, it is freezing at least some point in time, we don't know how long, all federal financial assistance in the form of payments that are going to the states and to households that receive programs such as SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition and Assistance Program, and other programs. It could, I believe, it looks like medicaid is another one, and other programs that affect people's health insurance. It did specifically say that Social Security and Medicare would not be impacted. But basically, all other federal programs, assistance, that they are freezing those programs. Now, these programs were created, many of which by Congress. And I don't know that they have the legal authority to do this. So just because they are releasing this through the Office of Management and Budget does not mean they have the authority to do so. We'll have to find out more. But just be aware, be prepared. These payments can be stopping anytime now. And if you receive various benefits from the federal government through the states or directly through SNAP, there may be a halt. So just be aware. Love you for my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. And guess what? These programs don't impact the billionaires, do they? They're trying to make sure there's money so they can get this massive tax cut they want. That's all they care about. Don't care about you little people. All of you MAGAs, you're going to find out you have effed around, and you're going to find out this is not what you bargained for, is it?
Medicaid is the only reason my son is alive right now. It's the only way we could access help. And people tell me that I shouldn't talk about politics. It's so political. For the last week, I have watched all of the money that he's frozen and the people whose jobs have been cut and all that he has said and done, and I've felt bad for so many people. And then tonight, he freezes money toward assistance programs, but it's not written very clearly. It could impact Medicaid, Head Start, food assistance, housing assistance. You know, just the least of these. No big deal. No big deal. I'm at a complete loss. Because the thought of having Medicaid impacted makes me literally sick. To sit up here with your billions of dollars and not understand what you're doing to people, it makes me sick.
All right, so the federal financial assistance was used in a lot of areas, such as American Rescue Plan, where if individuals were faced with some sort of tragedy or something to do like with the C-19 pandemic, like during that time, there were some sort of support efforts that were put in place through this mechanism, through the federal financial assistance. So it helped also in terms of affordable housing, as well as creating jobs. You know, like if somebody wasn't able to build their house, they would seek out help from the government, and this help would come in form of this federal financial assistance. But as much as this conversation goes, I know that it's not a lot of black people that benefited from that, as we heard in today's video. So Trump voters are being faced with some of these challenges, but let's analyze like specifically what some of the details involving this pause on the federal financial assistance. I hope it's not permanent, but this article that I'm reading for you says it's a temporary thing, like it's just some sort of analysis that they're taking into consideration and all that. So the memo specifies that the pause will not affect Social Security or Medicare benefits, right? Nor does it include assistance provided directly to individuals. If you are an individual that was benefiting from this, they are saying that it's not going to affect you. This is just something that I'm reading off from the internet, so I hope this is true. So the freeze on federal assistance is slated to take effect at 5 p.m. Tuesday and could impact trillions of dollars. It marks the latest move by the Trump administration to exert control over federal funding, even that which has already been allocated by Congress. So it's just a way or a move of like trying to see exactly where this money has been allocated and trying to analyze and also rebudget. You know, like Trump is not going to allow anybody to just like move anything under the table, if you know what I mean. So there is that. So this is a temporary pause that will provide the administration some time to review agency programs as well as to determine the best uses of the funding for those programs consistent with the law and by the president's priorities. So I guess this is what we are faced with. But the DEI programs have been rolled back, and now we are seeing federal financial assistance also being put on pause. Is there some sort of thing that is happening in this whole thing that we are not able to see? Leave your thoughts in the comments as we carry on with this conversation. Alright, now let's take a look at some of the comments and some of the thoughts that people had to share under some of the videos that we've put for you on today's video. So the first comment that I have for you says, okay, does that mean I won't get my Pell Grant in the next 2 weeks? This is so scary. I literally just applied for a $2,000 loan because I still can't pay for my school. All right, so like people are concerned about their schools, guys. The other one says, thanks for giving some clarification. This stuff is super scary and it was helpful to hear a level-headed opinion about it. Okay, so that's what that person thinks. And the other one says, if my tuition was paid on January 24 and my balance is only left for my refund, does that mean they got my student loan? So that's the question. And he continues by saying, I'm so nervous. I am almost at my last semester. I just want to graduate. So some people are very concerned about their education, guys. The other one says, protect our people, democracy in our planet, countrywide. All right. So this person also says, I don't know if that's protest. So he puts flooding streets of every state capital. We need to spread the word. This is how we make change. Time to fight is now. The other one says, I know it affects things like WIC, Section 8 housing and rental assistance, but where can I confirm it definitely affects FAFSA? So that's the question that they have. If you have any opinion or any answer, kindly leave it in the comments. And the other one says, how is this making America great again? Oh yeah, so like yeah, we had this conversation in another video. So like, is this administration making America great again or just making it palm color again? But like that video in that context was so different, because this one is like, who is even standing for now? Because even the people that voted for him into office are kind of like questioning his moves. And the last comment that I have for you is, he wants to get rid of the Department of Education. So sadly, yeah, I don't think FAFSA is an exception. All right, so those are some of the comments that we have for you. What do you think about that, and what are some of your responses? Kindly leave them in the comment section. In conclusion, let's try to review some of the things that are likely to be affected by this decision by government to pause federal financial assistances. So the first one is education, of course. So such school programs such as education grants, school breakfast and lunch, these are also likely to be disrupted. And when it comes to healthcare, Medicaid funding and other healthcare programs are also likely to be reduced, so affecting healthcare access for low-income families. And the other thing is public initiatives, including funding for health-related research, may also be disrupted. Now, when it comes to housing, Section 8 rental assistance, like the one that we heard in the comment section, rental assistance and community development block grants, which provide affordable housing options and fund local development projects, can also be disrupted. The other thing is social services. So when it comes to social services, temporary assistance for needy families and special supplemental nutrition programs for women, infants, and children, which is WIC, W-I-C, may experience some pauses in funding, which will lead to affecting the support for disadvantaged families in need. And also when it comes to infrastructure as well as disaster assistance, there's going to be some disruptions or some pause until this administration is able to review, like they said, like they want to budget or something. But with that being said, I think those are the concluding remarks that we have for you in today's video. Like, what did you find intriguing about today's topic and discussion? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and also subscribe to our electrifying community. Signing off and take care.